back, everybody. I'm back. And today I'm not gonna. It's a topic, but it's really not. It's not a topic, but it is a topic. So it's pretty much more like a story time today. Tomorrow we'll go back with the topics, and hopefully I can go ahead and upload because I got some podcasts ready. I just need to upload them. So hopefully I might be able to upload them tonight. It just all depends. I'm just busy right now with the album, so I'll let you know though. But yeah, so and I only have a little bit of time, but this is story time, and I always this story right here. This is true. It's not for clickbait. This is a true story, 100% true story. Okay, I wouldn't make this up. I wouldn't speak this into existence. I wouldn't say this because this is not a subject or a story to play around with, and I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly. But what I will say, be very careful about what you say to people, what you do to people, and how you treat people because definitely the older you get, people don't forget anything, and some people they live on seeking revenge. Okay, seeking revenge. So before I get into the story, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background. I'm gonna give you like a follow up of what happened, right? Of why this almost happened to me. So when I was in high school, I almost got shot and I almost got shot and killed in high school. Literally in the school, I almost got shot and killed in the school by one of my classmates. And I'll never forget, I think I was in the 10th grade, maybe 10th, 11th grade. I almost got shot and killed. And it didn't have to go that way, but at the end of the day, I made the choice. I'm good, Liz. Hope you doing pretty good too. I'm talking about the time I almost got shot and killed in high school. I made the choice to say these things, and I made the choice to do the action, which resulted in me almost getting shot and killed. Okay, so when I was in high school, it was real big for people to be freestyling. All right, freestyle battles, and everything like that. And there was this one dude. His name was Andre, but he went by Remy. He went by Remy Red, and he was from Philly. He was in my class, and I was always mesmerized by how he could really freestyle really good, like straight from the top, like no pen, no pad, like he was like on money with. It. And I couldn't really freestyle. I couldn't freestyle at all, but I could rap. I could rap. I could write. I could do all of that. And me and my best friend at the time, Jermaine, we was like, all right, because we was inspiring rappers and we was already putting out little mixtapes and stuff. But we wanted to take it to the next level. So we was like, we're gonna find somebody to diss. We're gonna find somebody to really we're gonna create a beef. So and that's what we did. We created a beef. Everything was manufactured. Nothing was like a real beef. That's what I thought anyway. And so um, I went to Dre and I was like, Dre, we about to start doing these freestyles and everything. You want to be in it? Like we can beef, but it's not a real beef. You know, it's not a real beef. Everything is made up. Everything is fabricated. He was like, sure, bro, ain't no problem. I was like, all right, bro, like we gonna really be dissing you and everything. And, I'm coming hard with the bars. He was like, bro, I'm not worried about it. But I do appreciate you coming to me and letting me know. So the next week, Jermaine did a diss, I did a diss, and we put it out. I'm talking about put it out on CDs because this one CDs was out, and this was literally a diss. We had the diss, and we passed them out. Homeroom. We made $300. Me and Jermaine made $300 because we were selling them. We were selling the diss. We were selling the diss tracks, and we were selling our mixtapes. The first period we sold out. I made 150. Jermaine made 150. Before you know it, the disc was all the way around the school. It was all the way around the school. Mildred, welcome to the chat. And Remy, Andre, he got a hold of one of the copies and he listened to it. Now, mind you, me and Remy, we were in the same class. We were in the same class. So we had already talked about it. And to my understanding, everything was good. Everything was cool. But it really wasn't. So when he heard the disc, and I was talking greasy too, you know, fat nigga, I'm a fillet him what I'm seeing. Something. I was freestyling over the Cassidy beat, and what made it so crazy because he's from Philly, so I was freestyling over that beat. But I was talking greasy. I was talking greasy. Jermaine was talking greasy too. My friend, my best friend at the time, he was talking greasy too. So once Remy heard it, everything that we discussed went out the door. Everything went out the door, man. It's like the conversation never even happened, you know. And this when I knew things could have went. This when I knew things was gonna go south, because the way he started looking at me in class was definitely not the average way he usually looks at me. Like usually he come up, "What's up, bro?" Dap me up and stuff. He usually dap me up, "What's up, bro?" No, 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 all that. Nothing, just mean mugging the whole entire time. Me mugging the whole entire time in class. We go to lunch, he doing the same thing, you know. And now we in the hallway. Well, not before we let me before I do that. He got a code of Jermaine's diss track. He took it, he drew on it, and he posted it up on the wall. He posted one on the wall and put one on the door to the building where we go to class at. And he wrote some like profanity on it, like bitch this, bitch that, he just posted it on there. And then he posted another one in the hallway. One of our friends at the time came back, tore it off the wall, and showed us. And right then and there, that's when I knew that the beef was real. I knew the beef was real. Like it turned into a real beef. Now at this time, guys, I wasn't scared, but I was nervous because I didn't know. Yeah, story time. I didn't know. I didn't know what to expect. And we in high school now, so everybody's a little serious about this. Like if you say something about if you say something to somebody or you say something about somebody, people gonna want to check you on it. So he already said something to Jermaine. Now it was my time. I'm in the hallway. I'm just chilling, really outside. He come up to me, literally, and he like whispers in my ear, like, "Nigga, what's all that shit you was talking about, bruh? I'm right here. Fillet me now, nigga." And I was like, "Bro, we talked about this, bro. Like, it's literally just fabricated. Everything's made up. Like, it's not for real, bro. It's not for real." He said, "Nah, niggas, talk all that shit you was talking, bro. Talk all that shit you was talking on the diss track." India, Naraj, appreciate that, bro. You always come in. Lots of love from India. Appreciate it. They just talk all that shit now, bro. Like really in my ear, bro. Like talk all that shit now. I'm like, bro, it's not even like that, bro. I really don't have no problem with you. Remember, we discussed this, and I'm talking to him like this. I said, bro, we discussed this. I mean, I told you this is what was going to happen, bro. He said, man, fuck all that shit, bro. Fuck all that shit, bro. What's up? I was like, bro, look, man, I ain't even trying to fight you. I said, I ain't trying to fight you, bro, because honestly, bro, I don't have no beef with you, bro. Everything is made up. Like, I'm literally talking to him like that. All of a sudden, this nigga pulled out a gun and showed me. And showed me, he said, nigga, I stay with my shit, bro. I stay with my shit at all times, bro. I stay with my shit at all times, bro. I really should burn your ass right now. I should burn your ass right now in front of everybody. I said, really though? Now at this point in time, I wasn't scared still. I was just nervous. I'm like, yo, this nigga is wilding, you know? Cause to be honest with you, as far as self defense, I'm good. But having a gun pulled out at the very early age when I probably should have been scared, I wasn't because I don't know why I wasn't scared. But I was just nervous. I was just nervous of the whole situation. Brother, why do people carry guns within the U.S.? I don't know, bro. But I'm just telling a story about what happened to me in high school. So he was like, bro, I should burn your ass right now. I said, bro, it ain't even that serious, my boy. Now, if you want to fight, we can fight. I said, we can fight, bro. But I don't want to fight you, but we can fight if that's something that you want to do. He didn't want to fight and whatever like that. But he definitely got his point across as far as, with the gun and everything. So I'm telling y'all this story to tell you this, right? Be careful of what you say to people. Be careful about what you do to people because people don't forget about anything. And you never know what you say about a person or to a person, how it might affect them that day or that instance. See, I thought everything was fun and games. I just thought everything was fun and games. We was creating basically a buzz. We were creating propaganda. Everything that we saw on TV, we was creating that buzz. You know, and if Twitter and Instagram was out during those days, we would have went viral. But everybody's not trying to play all the time. Okay, everybody doesn't have that same humorous attitude, right? And I almost found out the worst way. I could have literally got shot and killed in front of everybody at school. Dude, I never told my mom, never told my dad this. This is like, this is something that when I look back at it, like, it was just stupid of me to even, I shouldn't have did it at all. Even though for the culture, for the rap culture, right, the hip hop culture, it seemed like the right thing to do. But it wasn't worth it because at the end of the day, I lost a friend because Dre was my friend. He was my friend. Every day we talk, he was teaching me how to freestyle from the top of my head, like from the top. And when I say from the top, that means like nothing written. You just thinking of something and you making words rhyme. We was in the same class. He's from a whole different other state, just teaching me stuff, period. And he was like 1 year older than me. And the crazy thing is like I took that for granted and I could understand why he was upset. Now, me personally, I wouldn't have tried to shoot a nigga, but you never know. You never know how he was feeling. And he's from Philly and it's violent over there. It's really violent over there. And he was ready. He was ready. Me on the other hand, I wasn't ready for everything that came into that situation. All the events that led up to that situation, I started. I started it. I didn't have to, but I started it. I'm provoking people, you know. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, thank God I was safe. For real, for real. I provoked everything. I started it, you know. And not only did I started a wildfire. Why? Because I put it all around school. So everybody in school heard the diss. Everybody knew what was going on. And it's like, okay, I could have avoided doing all of that if I never would have put those words out. If I would have never said, "Hey, bro, we're gonna do this," which is negative. So now, when I'm thinking about everything, I like to stay away from that negativity. Period, because it's not gonna result into anything good. It's not. You doing negative acts. It's never gonna result into anything good. That's it. Just chaos, animosity. Lesson learned. Even though things switched up, yeah, lesson learned. But it was crazy because what if I was on that bullshit? You know, I'm sorry to be so rough today, but what if I was on that BS? It could have turned way south because he was already ready. Me, on the other hand, I'm still trying to talk. He wasn't trying to talk. He wasn't trying to talk. No matter what, no matter what I said before the disc came out, no matter what we discussed before this came out, this is how he was feeling now. And he felt like he had to save his face, which I respect, I still respect. Now, I'm not going to say that was the last incident, but that was the last incident where I almost got shot and killed in high school. Fast forwarding until I was like 22, 23, I almost got shot and killed at one of my friends' houses. First of all, I was doing stuff I wasn't supposed to, you know. Yeah, you spitting them season words out. Yeah, definitely. Bro, how old were you at the time? So I was like, at that time, I was 17. I was 17 years old. I think I was 17, 16 or 17. Yep, 16 or 17 years old at the time. How old are you now? I'm 37. I'm 37. So that was over 20 years, past 20 years ago. I remember it like it was yesterday. The thing is, I was just thinking about the situation yesterday. I was like, wow, God has definitely kept me safe in a whole bunch of different situations. You know, a whole bunch of situations. So I never take it for granted. But what I learned from that situation is, be careful about what you say. Be careful about what you say. Words do hurt people, right? And they definitely affect people in different ways. And now when since I'm older, like I'm very careful about what I say to people. And I'm very careful about what I say even on social media too, because you never know how that might affect a person. And you never know when you're gonna see a person that you might be talking about. So, excuse me, I'm very, very selective when I choose the words that I want to say. When I was younger, man, I used to just spit it out. It didn't matter. I say it, and I'll suffer the consequences later. Now I'm always thinking about the consequences before I say something. If that makes any sense. And just gonna be honest with you, um, situations that you go through in your life prepare you for things like this. I'm just gonna be honest with you. more situations you go through, tribulations, obstacles, right? It prepares you for situations in life that you might not even know that's going to occur. So when those situations occur, when those obstacles occur, right? You're ready for them. Okay, you're ready for them. Having a gun pulled out on you, though, that's nothing fun about that. And to the average person, you probably might be a little scared. You know, you might panic. Some people say they see their life flash before their eyes, but I knew it wasn't one of those cases. And honestly, guys, it could have been one of those cases. I just didn't feel that way at that current moment. I didn't. But yeah, so be very careful. My bad. Be very careful how you treat people. Be very careful what comes out your mouth, especially whenever you're dealing with people in general. It doesn't matter. Like everybody has everybody's battling their own issues, whether it be physical or mental, right? And you never know what a person might be going through. And whenever you start talking or provoking people, like anger and chaos can turn into revenge, and revenge can turn into anything. Anything. So, you want to avoid those scary situations. Do your best to treat people right or just to stay away from people. Okay? Because you don't have to. You don't have to. Like me, I didn't have to do this. I decided to. Okay? I decided to do the diss track. And me doing the diss track resulted in me almost getting shot and killed. All right? Just being honest with you. You don't have to do the same thing that I did. And it might not be the same situation, but it could be something similar. Be very careful. Okay? Be very careful, boys and girls. No matter what what time you're looking at this live, whenever you're looking at this live, be very careful what you say to people. Okay? I'm not gonna talk your head off. I got other stuff I have to do. It's Philip Randolph. We just finished talking about the time I almost got shot and killed in high school. Very, it's a story that I'll never forget, and it's a story with a huge lesson to be learned from. So if you're just now tuning in and you did not get to come in at the meat of the story, after I finish going off live, you can rewind and just go back and check it out yourself. Guys, stay blessed, stay focused, subscribe so you can stay notified. Like, share, and subscribe so you can stay notified. To the next time, stay focused, stay blessed, and I'm out.